Well, hello everybody. Um, we had quite a first week there of class. Started with a holiday and ended with a holiday because of the snow. Uh, so I hope you've enjoyed it, and I'm going to go ahead and talk about these next 2 weeks, our first module for our class, and actually a very important one because this is where you're going to decide what you're going to do for your semester project. So before we get there, let's talk about your readings. You'll want to make sure you have your textbook, and I've put the chapters. It's going to be 1 through 5 for these next 2 weeks, and I highly encourage you to break that down instead of trying to do them all at once. So I think a kind of a good natural break in the chapters is to do 1, 2, and 3 the first week, and then 4 and 5 the second. And then remember that you'll need to post um, by the end of those 2 weeks. And I'm going to have a whole nother separate announcement about discussions and how to approach that. But you'll be doing that reading, kind of getting an introduction to multimedia and the theory behind some of the aspects there. But at the same time, one of your very big tasks for these next couple of weeks is to decide what project that you want to do. And I have put a lot of information out on Blackboard about the nature of the project and how to kind of get in the mindset to think about that. And then also a list of sample tools that you can choose from. It's just a sample list. I'm open to others. This is going to be a very individualized project. We're going to be spending a lot of time kind of going back and forth this semester. So you'll send me something, and I'll give you feedback on it, and I may ask you to redo it, and until we reach an agreement on what is a good project for you, something that's going to be meaningful that you can really use, and that you're excited about learning that particular tool. Big range of tools, some that are free, some that cost money, some that require more coding, some that require maybe more design skills. I mean, there's a lot of variety there. So I encourage you to start thinking about that project topic. I used my deaf culture example, my CD-ROM on the Blackboard, so I'll share a different example as I'm doing this video. I had a class that was called Interactive Multimedia when I was in my doc program, and for that class, what I did, I used Macromedia Director, and I created another CD-ROM that was for potential foster parents for my animal rescue group. And so I'd always have people come up, at Adopt-A-Pets and say, "Oh, I want to foster," and you're like, "Great," but you probably don't after you hear my spiel, and I don't have time to give my whole spiel right now. Um, and some of them did, but a lot of them, as soon as you start talking about what's involved, mostly giving up the animal when someone else wants to adopt it, um, they they start thinking some more. And so I thought, what would it be great if when they asked me that, I could hand them this CD and say, go through all these modules about what it takes to be a foster parent, and then at the end it gives you a little certificate that you've done that. Then come talk to me, and we'll continue the conversation and give you your first little critter. And so that's what I did, and I created it. It had, I don't remember how many modules now. I can put up there for you to see, but they'd have to do things like bring items into a shopping cart and decide, you know, what kind of things that they needed to get their house ready. They'd have to choose behaviors from an animal they'd like spin, and then choose what their reaction to it would be. I had like interactive things where they'd get a picture of an animal and all of its facts that were at the pound, and just they had to decide whether to save it or to not save it, because you can't save them all. And so just things like that was very interactive. And I'm telling you all that to tell you that it was very useful for me. I got to learn all about creating the multimedia, but in the end I had something that I did. I used all the time until I moved. So that's what I want you to do, is think of something that you're passionate about, that you want to work on, and that's going to be useful to you, and at the same time is going to allow you an opportunity to take all of these theory concepts that you're reading about and apply them to this real project. Because that's my goal for this class, is for you to be able to apply the multimedia concepts into a real project and go from there. So that is your big task for these next couple weeks is you're going to have to send me a proposal. Um, and again, I have that information on Blackboard, but you're going to have to send that to me, and we're going to kind of negotiate until you have a plan for the semester. So I'm looking forward to hearing all your great ideas. Some people last year when I taught this class came up with some just really great things. Um, Somebody did a whole college course that's now been accepted and is being used, and there were several really good ones. So let me know what you think. All right, bye bye.